we? What day is it? What's my name again? Just gonna hit a mere 35 degrees today, 36 tomorrow. Nothing major. Back to the heat wave. This is hopefully the last heat wave of the year. Let's do it. Last stream before OTB tournament tomorrow. And it's gonna be brutally hot with no air conditioning. I'm so happy that they changed the venue to non-air conditioned place. As far as I know, it doesn't have air conditioning. I believe not. What's up? Astrobate is not here. Very scary. Ubates, Muleskinner, Zen Chess. Is anyone out there? Weird Openings Wednesday. Is anybody alive? Alright. I'll just chill here with this puzzle. That's a weird puzzle. I mean, bishop d3 check doesn't really mate white, so... Why do I have to get the funky puzzles here? Bishop d3 check, 92. What's the big deal? White's still not down anything, even if he loses a knight. Queen g5 is hanging. Rook takes d4, but I don't see the threat. Well, that's weird. I mean, black's playing without the rook on h8. Strange puzzle. It's a pretty strange puzzle, honestly. I hate puzzles. Rook takes d4 doesn't seem to do anything special. The only threat is bishop d3, which is met by knight e2, and white gets away with king g1. I really don't understand this. What can it be? The only thing that keeps attracting my attention is the hanging rook on c1. I mean, bishop d3 check, knight e2, bishop takes e2 check. Could even play like king e1 there. Very strange. I don't know. Anyways, not important. Obscure quote-unquote puzzles do not make chess. Your puzzle rating will not change. Oh, it's unrated. Wow. Note that puzzles are not a competition. Remember that. Dude, I have no clue. MB Chess. He's playing another game. He's gonna do a simul. Alright, let me know when you're not simuling. Early morning. I just don't see how we could win, other than like bishop d3 check, king g1, queen takes g5 with threat of bishop e4. That can be mapped by stuff like rook h2. This is really strange. I must be missing a major element of this. I mean, it's just... If I could win another piece, like bishop d3 check, knight e2, queen takes check, king g1, If I could win another piece. I mean, it has to be bishop d3 check. Got the first move. But what's the point? Queen takes e2 check, then what would you do? So, rook takes d4. Does that have a purpose? Not clear. I'm just thinking bishop takes e2 check, king g1, queen takes g5, attacking the rook. That's really pretty murky. I mean, white could even play like f4 there. I guess he's pretty close to getting mated, but it's still not convincing. Is our like chat on Twitch still disabled or something? Yesterday we were having problems with chat. Very strange that Astrobait's not here. No one's here. Last stream was before OTB tournament. Let's check the OTB tournament. Let's see what's up there. No changes. So I assume we're on. The field as it was set. I don't know, I think it's bishop takes e2 check. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know, for example, what I would do in the instance of, like, king e1. I guess rook takes d4. Okay. Wow, we got two moves right. Now queen takes g5. Queen takes g5, attacking the rook is totally unconvincing. Because white has, like, rook c3. I mean, we're not even up material here, and it's like we're two moves deep in this puzzle, and I don't even think black's winning. Queen g5, rook c3 looks like it holds. It's very strange for a so-called puzzle. I don't even have a threat after queen g5, rook c3. Which makes me think that the answer is like rook takes d4. But white has so many moves after that, I wouldn't even know where to start. We don't have a clear crushing threat. I guess it's rook takes d4. It almost has to be. I mean, queen takes g5, rook c3. It's just like all I can do is solve this puzzle by process of elimination. What it's not, you know. Like the answer is not queen takes g5, rook c3. It's like, what the heck is my next move there? He's threatening rook g3. I mean, queen takes g5, rook c3, rook g8. He has rook h2 for starters. So I guess rook takes d4. I really don't have a better idea. Nope. So it has to be this. This is the stupidest puzzle ever. I'm not even winning in this position for sure. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. This sucks. Final position? Give me a break, man. That's the worst puzzle ever I ever saw. What a trash. The final position isn't even clearly winning. Unless you're a computer with 20 move depth. Totally arbitrary. Alright, whatever. Alright, I guess there's nobody here today. Cool. Anyway, I'm off tomorrow to play in a tournament. Weird openings Wednesday. Played the bad French. Good knight c6. Now, the only move is d5, pretty much. Other than that, we would just be toast. I don't know what to say about this move. This is why people are 1300. It's so grotesque. I don't know. I can't stand to play the stupid exchange French. I'm gonna play queen takes d5. It's so gross, dude. Why do people play this type of crap? Such a bad move, and it creates a totally uninteresting position that's totally symmetrical. That's gross, dude. You can play knight c3, bishop d3, knight d2, e5. There's literally like 4 different interesting moves here for white. And white plays pawn takes pawn. I mean, e5 is not the greatest either, but I hate this pawn takes pawn. 1300. Very solid move. I'm like a tempo down. I'm a tempo down in some kind of other line. At least we created some imbalance. At least my opponent's using time too. Most people just move instantly. Wow, really strange. I mean, did nobody know I was gonna stream today? Nobody's here. This is the deadest my stream has ever been. It's like chat doesn't work. Yeah, what's up, Repunj? I don't know what was going on. Where is everybody? This is probably a bad move, but I gotta do something. Alright, I'm streaming for 2 hours. But I just started the stream like 5 minutes ago, but the mysterious 1300 is playing like a master. That's what I get for the first game. Of course. What else is new? I had to kick 3 people. Well, that's not a master move. Wow. I had to kick 3 people from the team yesterday. But you were here. Alright. Impulsive decision, bishop takes e7, not good. Not good. You gave away all of your advantage with that move. Wade had a great position there. He said he was like taking his time, but wow. C5's interesting, but risky. Risky. Maybe bishop g4. My opponent doesn't seem like a 1300. Really consistent ratings across the board. Very principled moves by White in this game. Just very principled play in general. Like I'm playing someone who's like 1900, 2000. Don't think this is a 1300. I guess I have knight d4. I don't know, man. Just randomly challenged me out of thin air. Never seen this account before. FIDE 920. Oh, brother. I don't understand how a German player could be rated 920 and be this good. Maybe in India, but definitely not in Germany. Wealthier countries tend to have higher ratings. I guess if he had like one rating that was provisional or something, but that's very sus. Also extremely confident. My opponent, for someone who's rated like 920 facing a titled player, it's like epic confidence. That's pretty strange too. I'm just like paranoid of everybody. Yesterday, this guy's brother said he played on his account. His own brother turned him in, admitting that he played on this account. And then the brother sent me this angry message that he doesn't cheat. I'm like, I didn't even bother to answer. Having other people playing your account is cheating. Look how strong White is. Yeah, your theory doesn't hold up here, Repunj. The bad in the middle game, end game, he's extremely strong. This is clearly not a 900. More like FIDE 1800. Double what he claims in his profile. extremely strong play by white. A4. Yeah, right. Alright. Should I just resign now? Or should I continue this joke? How did they have a 1300 rating? I mean, let's look at their other games. They must be awful games to have a rating of 1300. It's probably his dad playing or something. Puzzle Storm 14. 1279. I don't like this back rank. To be honest, I've been 1300 second or queen. Exactly, like queen odds you could give them. Of course. Maybe if my opponent had 0 defensive ability, but only could attack or something. I have students who are this rating, man. I mean, they would never be able to get a half point against me. And in this game, white is like better. I don't understand why people have to insist on cheating. I've seen enough. This is not a 1300. I might be able to hold a draw in that final position, but you're banned. Alright. Next game. That's what I get for my first challenge. A 1300 cheating. I'm groveling for a draw there. I don't understand what you're even thinking. It's like embarrassing. Probably a little kid. I don't know. Do you think I was born yesterday? Seriously? I can't tell when someone's like getting assistance. It's so embarrassing. Like, give me a little bit of credit. Paul Morphy. 1500 bullet. 2100. No, that's not happening. Alright. Because of course it's normal to be 1500 in bullet and 2100 in rapid. We gotta be a little more... Yeah, everybody's like... I don't know, man. The cheaters are just coming out of the woodwork. Yesterday in my tournament, it was 2 cases of people playing on their father and the brother playing on their account. Game aborted? What are you doing? Alright. At least I know Mapletree is like a real player, I think. Please play for yourself. Don't use a computer. Don't have other people play on your account. Don't play like you're 2000 if your rating, your established rating is 1300. I can tell the difference between someone who's 2000 and 1300. I've been playing chess for 35 years. For over 35 years, I can tell the difference between someone who's 1300 and 2000 plus. If your brother plays on your account, I will know. So tired of like catering to these like little kids with their dad and their brother playing in their account. It's so annoying. I will just ban you and just resign and never play you again. It's very simple. Just play on your own account without a computer. It's not that complicated. Thank you, Repoint. It's so good to have you reaffirm our obvious. Because it's normal for a 1300 to play like no mistakes or blunders in like 40 moves. Yeah, this is our last stream before tournament starts tomorrow. Damn, B-Jock, get with the program. It's going to be hard to do an analysis stream while I'm playing in a serious tournament. I'll probably like be playing a 6-hour game tomorrow. So now we can transpose to a knight g5 variation. Who's challenging chess? Do I know you? Do I know you challenging chess? Do you have... You're the 1300? Just kidding, I don't know who you are. Introduce yourself. Knight takes f7. Knight takes f7, knight g5, check, king g8. Otherwise, h6 is sort of... Where is Asterbate today? Asterbate must have thought my tournament starts today. You talked like 3 streams ago. Ah. Didn't recall. I love starting the stream with a challenge from a 1300 who's like 2000. That's such a good thing. Yesterday's tournament was an abomination. I'd kicked 2 people out. I need a massage. It's 96 degrees here. We're going up to 35, 36 degrees Celsius today. How about you? How's Serbia? H6. He's just castle. I missed something. So why is our opponent named Mapletree anyway? We've only played 1 game against them. Vaguely remember that. Okay, I'm not in the mood to talk about cheating anymore. I was supposed to play a weird opening. Maybe h4 is reasonable. What about c5's coming? I should do h4 anyway? Just go postal here. Maple trees use negative time. Yeah, I banned 2 people from my tournament last night, but both were admitted. They admitted to someone else playing on their account. That's cheating too, you know? But enough. We're not going to talk about cheating anymore. h5, wow. Alright, we gotta go. We gotta go with this. It's a bad move. It's a good move. I don't know. Take with the pawn. e6. Alright, well, anyway, I was supposed to play weird openings Wednesday. I didn't remember. If you're like 1300 and you play like your 2000, 2100, I'm just going to resign and go on to the next game. Nothing personal. Wonder if Mapletree is Mapletree because they're from Canada, is what I was trying to establish. Mapletree, you're not the row chess dude, are you? Knight f7, rook f7, bishop takes g6. Yeah, I mean, it's normal to win occasionally against someone who's like 300 or 400 points higher than you. That's like within the normal. That's a normal range. Usually not much higher than that, but okay. Maybe I should take it the other way. Maybe not take it. Notice that Mapletree is higher in bullet than Blitz and Rapid and Classical. He's probably pretty good in fast. Fast play, he's using very little time. I don't remember our other game. White is almost winning here. Almost doesn't count. E6 is a good move, dude. Or is it? I can take on G6 and take on E6. Computer will probably hate this. Now, do I get 3 pawns for the knight, or do I go for the rook? And the engine's like, oh no, 2 minor pieces is great for black. Yeah, this probably sucks for me. I am not at all confident I'm winning here. I have queen takes e6 check, actually. Okay, maybe that's the best. Queen takes e6 check, king h8, knight f7 check. He has to sack his rook that way, but in that case, it's better than knight Knight takes e6 for me. This is a better version. Still not that clear. This is the typical kind of position where the computer is like, nope, black is better. Maybe. Stockfish loves two pieces for the rook. Even if you have like two pawns for it, it loves the two pieces. I was talking about this last stream or a couple streams ago. I don't think the computer can appreciate the value of the pawns in the long run because how many moves deep you really have to go. You're threatening to trap my queen with bishop e6 here virtually, huh? Wow. Virtual queen trap? Jesus. Black is better. ECF 1442. Of course. Trying to trap my queen. Slightly greedy. I feel like he should have gone for bishop e6 and sacked the b pawn. That was kind of scary. Obviously a talented player, but just gotta slow down. Too much bullet chess. Just a waste of time. Bullet chess is a complete waste of time. If you have time to waste, then, by all means. But he just dropped a piece with 3 minutes on the clock. I mean, that's a disaster. The young John Daly, the world's strongest I am. I wish I was the world's strongest I am. Flattery will get you nowhere. You have to wait in line like everyone else. Blatant bullet chess. Well, he has a good move here. Yes, that's a nice move. Extremely annoying. Wow. Now what do I do? Don't know what to do. Damn, dude, if you're in 5th grade... Fifth grade champion. Don't play bullet chess. Dude, this is a 7 plus 5. It's like I have 8 million years. Don't waste your talent. Take it from Bijak, who plays too fast. Seriously. Thank you. Alright. You know what? The opening was kind of interesting. I just want to have a quick check if I missed something much better. And was my sacrifice even good? Yeah, so this is an actual variation. G6. I don't know what I'm doing here. So Queen E2 is just luckily finding the best move. I'm not sure it's the best move objectively, but whatever. Alright. Queen E2 castles. H4, I found the main line without knowing theory. It has a bad score. Doesn't mean it's a bad move because it has a bad score. White can simply castle. So we're playing Hu Yifan versus Fedoseyev. Petronius Nicolaitis 2007. Black has a lot of wins here. Wow, H6, H5 is the main line. There's no way I would have found that. You played H5. And I played 95. We're following a game from 1991. But E6 is a novelty. This is okay? No. Yeah, so it's not that clear. It's not good for me to do the sacrifice, probably. This was one of my first ideas, by the way, to take here. But I wasn't sure if white has enough compensation. Nothing's clear here. Yeah, and black's better. after knight f8. This is what I was afraid of. I thought he just plays bishop b6 and sacrifices the b7 pawn. He has a lot of activity here. You heard people around Boston talk about you. John Daly. I've heard of Rich Daly. No relation to Rich Daly? I think he's pulling my leg. Queen f7, knight f8, c3, rook b8. You'd have to talk to pretty old people. They'd have to be... Jimmy. They'd have to be pretty old people to remember me as a legend. Alright, this is an interesting game. Not bad. Not a bad game. Alright, I don't know. Maple Tree, why you challenge me again? Nyam Toto. We gotta play him today. Sumer is a subscriber. Nyam Toto tried to play for like 2 streams in a row. So I guess we'll play Sumer subscribers first. Twitch subscribers have preference. Sumer, Hey It's Miro are subscribers. Jimmy Daly, you must be a real Bostonian. I'm not really a Boston person. I mean, I was born in Philadelphia, and I just like went to school in Boston, so I lived there for 15 years. But I'm not a true Boston. I'm only like a migrant. I'm a migrant. I was Massachusetts champion, Boylston Chess Club champion once. Oh, interesting. The Boylston Chess Club moved back to Boston, which is cool, because it was in like Cambridge, which is stupid. Boston Chess Club should be in Boston. Okay, D5. Boylston Chess Club should be in Boston. It was weird that it moved to Cambridge. I was totally against that. That's about the time when I left, when they moved to Cambridge. And I was very sad about that. I had a lot of memories playing chess in Boston. And it just didn't seem right that the Boston Chess Club shouldn't be in Boston. But now they've moved back to the financial district, it looks like. So that's cool. Maybe I'll go back and visit next year. I'm very happy about that. Okay, the Benoni. The Benko. Guys, I'm starting a tournament tomorrow. I've got 96 degree heat here, which is great. Really happy for that. We're really happy about this 96 degree heat. I don't know, whatever 36 Fahrenheit, 36 Celsius is. I think it's like 98 or something, 97. I'm so happy that our playing conditions will be no air conditioning. The last time I played in an August tournament that doesn't have air conditioning, for sure. Or it better be in the mountains or something. I mean, it's one thing if it's like in a mountain resort, but in the heat of like Budapest or a major city like this, there's no way I'm doing this again. I'm gonna be like regretting life tomorrow. It's like you can't even like walk to the venue because it's too hot. You have to take public transportation. I'm gonna have to take like a towel with me to the tournament. That's no way to live. Alright, Sumaher. The refutation of the Benko seems to be accepting it. He can attack me now with like h4, h5. Maybe knight e8 is a serious mistake. I bet this is a serious mistake. Okay, if he goes h4, I go back to f6. Knight e8 is too early. I don't know how to play the Benko, but it's Weird Wednesday and I like to play different stuff. Wow, Astrobate is in the house. In the house. In-house Astrobate. Controlling the e5 square. Astrobate, where were you? Do you know how empty it was here this morning without you? It just didn't seem right, man. I'm gonna get my headband. My tennis headband and wristbands. Does Mark Esterman have wristbands too? Remember in the like early 80s when it was like a fashion? I was like 8 years old and I had those puffy, those fuzzy like tennis wristbands. You remember when that was in fashion? Very briefly, it was like late 70s, early 80s, maybe like late 70s, 1979. I seriously need my tennis headband and wristbands, sweat absorbers, for the tournament tomorrow. Not happy about this. Why does the heat wave have to hit like exactly when I have this tournament? Like you can't even go out and exercise because it's freaking too hot to do so. The only way you can go outside is if it's like Spain. You can only go outside like around like 7 p.m. and later. You just take a siesta and then rook a3. Alright, dude. Alright, dude. What are you gonna do to me? Rook b3? That's not an issue. You know, maybe instead of queen b8, I could have played for queen like a8, rook a6, queen a8. I've tried in the past. My knight just can't make up its mind where it wants to go. It was like, oh, I'm going to c7. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, it's category 7 and no one, you know, it's very, very rare for someone to make a GM Norman tournament like that. But yeah, that's the theoretical point. There's supposed to be a guy coming from Taiwan who's pretty good. I mean, he's like a high 2400s IM and he has 2 GM norms. So this guy is trying to play for his final GM norm. I assume he'll be the most motivated player in the tournament. But it's very, very hard to make 7 out of 9 in category 7. I've never made 7 out of 9 in a category anything, unless it's an IM tournament. I mean, I've never made 7 out of 9 in a GM tournament. I've never even made 6.5. I think my record is 6, probably. The most points I ever made in a GM tournament, in a 9-round GM tournament, would have been 6. 5.5 is a good result in any kind of GM tournament. The category is 2400. I mean, the category 7 is like is 2400 to 24. I don't know. I'm sure the average is below 2425. I forget what the cutoffs are. It's like it'll be the minimum category for a GM tournament. Right. You have b4. Look at that. He cleared the b pawn. If I play knight c7, take b4, and it's off to the races. Do I have any move there? No. No. I'm just totaled. Knight c7 is like resigns. Knight c7, queen c7, b4, resign. I can play queen a8. But that's sort of stupid. Yeah, knight b5 is a really pro move by white here. I like getting paid to play in GM tournaments. It should happen more often. DEFCON. What the hell am I doing now? My earlier move was a serious mistake. Knight b5 is really strong, dude. I'm in trouble. e6. Well, we gotta do something. At least the one good thing about my position is like d6 is overprotected. You gotta admit that d6 is well protected. I don't think this move is that good though. There's some interesting stuff. Really rolling the dice here, but the F file could be good for black too. Our queen is horribly placed. Just for your information, I don't play the Benko. I mean, I've never played the Benko once, maybe once. Yeah. I don't think I ever played the Benko once in the tournament game. I think you'd have to know what you're doing. Not proper Benko. Anyway. Some sort of pseudo Benkos out of King's Indian positions, but nothing like really playing the Benko. Just my disclaimer that I don't know what I'm doing, really. Key 1. The d5 pawn is lonely. It's sad. It's lonely and sad. So again, knight c7 take b4 is a big problem. But I do have knight b6. Knight b6, knight f6. There are some tactical complications. I don't feel 100% safe about this. I mean, structurally, the Isolani gives black hope. Hope chess, Asterbate. Yeah, I mean, his last move, rook e1, was a tough decision. Category 6. Category 6 would be like the max IM tournament. That's like a WGM international. In category 6, you're playing for WGM norms, I guess. Category 7 is like the impossible. You need 5 wins and 4 draws. I didn't see the... I mean, I know that for a fact. It never even entered my mind to get a GM norm in this tournament. I just want to win the World Senior Championship and get the title in one tournament. Screw like getting 3 norms in the rating. That's just like way too much effort. Only 1 more hour of streaming left, and then I can go into the den of preparation. Look, Ma, everything's protected. Which way do you want to take? Slice. I said everything's protected. Gentrification. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. But he didn't know what he was doing even less. Even more. Wow. So, I suspect the 98 is a mistake. So A4 is like the 3rd most popular move, but it has the best score for white by far. Look at that. Number 1 scoring move. And the computer says it's like plus 1.4. Well, that makes you want to play the Benko, huh? The last 10 moves in the bus. Get on the bus. On the Nokia. In the toilet. And they don't have a toilet in that bus. You mean like a coach or a like city bus? A4 is strong. Belgrade bus. You know, what occurred to me, like when I played 98, was this move is possible. Peter Heine Nielsen versus Aragatsky. To be honest, like I would consider going back to F6 here. Knight E F6, exactly. I have to go back. So 98 is definitely not right. But this variation is a huge problem, man. I don't know. I guess Rook A6. This move order is better. Plus 2 for white. Is that all? This is why no one plays the Benko, apparently. Because it just sucks. It looks like the Benko's just been like figured out, and that's why no one plays it anymore. too much analysis, it's possible to go too deep. What happened to Hey It's Miro? Where'd you go? No, I mean, I realized immediately when I played 98 that you're like perfectly set up to play h4 there. Totally. That's definitely the strongest move. Chigorin. Chigorin. Mikhail of the Russian Empire. Wow, he does d5 anyway. That's funny. So now we've got a really strange Scandinavian. Yeah, I'm good. Very few people, I'm sure, like play that, but it's kind of funny. Why not? It's probably not that bad for black. I mean, obviously, like e6 isn't optimal in the Scandinavian because your bishop's locked in, but it happens. Now you can play c5. It's a Sicilian. Literal Sicilian. With my queen on e2, I play d4. Takes, let's see, d4, c5. Ooh, d4, c5. Bishop g5. Pawn takes pawn, castles queen side. Or I just play like a safe setup with g3. Not really exciting. I think we'll go for variation B. He also has bishop b4, which is probably okay. c6 is passive, but playable. Right. Queen b5 check. Queen b5 check, knight c6, knight e5. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Hold on a sec. Queen b5 check, knight c6, knight e5, queen takes d4. Is that a thing? That's a thing? I'm not gonna do that. But now he has like b6, bishop a6. To be honest, like, this is pretty uninspiring for white. Wow, c5. That's a spicy meatball. Aggressive. Very aggressive move, no? Guys, I have to leave in about an hour, so just warning you. If anyone's waiting to play, don't cry. Oh, I wanted to play. Play me. Maybe a3 is best. Just take it. Take. a3, queen a5. This is not the most exciting move either. He can play queen a5. I doubt that's good though. I have queen b5 check. Bishop takes c3. My bishop gets pretty dangerous here. I still don't trust black's position. That's crazy. That's really extreme bishop. Extreme bishop power on the diagonal. Very surprising that black would allow that. Okay, it doesn't win, but it's like good for white. Good for me. Good for you. Rook a5. Slingers. Now rook a5, knight d5. Castles, rook a5, knight d5. Rook a5 is too fantastic. What about my development here? Is that important? I like just trading queens. Sneaky cheapo. It looked good. I mean, I don't just have the bishop pair. White's better. I don't trade queens religiously, but I don't mind trading queens when I have a good endgame prospect. Plus there's the cheapos with knight g5. If he tries to avoid the exchange of queens, this is a serious thing. Okay, he does have knight on bd7, actually. Let's say, like, for argument's sake, queen c7, knight g5, rook d8, or knight on bd7. Yeah, maybe knight g5 isn't so great. But anyway, I need to get my bishop out. So what are my options, you know? g3, very routine, which weakens my structure. Queen e3 gets attacked. Another move that I didn't consider was like queen c4 with lateral. How is the weirdness? Good. Queen e2 against the French. This, and my opponent played d5 anyway, which is very funny. You're basically kind of like, one of the points of queen e2 is to like prevent d5, but it doesn't really like physically prevent it. He could still play it a kind of Scandinavian. I'm sure, like, if you look up move 3 in the opening explorer, there are not going to be a lot of games here. So we played queen e7, eyeing this pawn, allowing for rook d8. So I said knight g5, but I don't know that it's good. I think I'd just get hit by rook d8. Okay, there I do have bishop f6, but it's still not mate. You know, so knight g5, rook d8, bishop takes f6, queen f6, queen takes h7 check, king h8, sorry, king f8, queen h8 check, king e7. And like, well, what do you want me to do? My position is kind of strung out, and his king is safe on e7. This cast out on... It kind of cast out on queen d3, but let's see. I can play rook d1. Not a bad move. Rook d1, knight c6. I'm gonna end up like losing a tempo, having to play... Possibly having to play... Well, to make a long story short, I'm losing a tempo to rook d8. It is what it is. I probably should have played queen c4 in the first place. I just put my queen on a half-open file where he can bring the rook over. Did you know? Marky Mark. Marky Mark plays chess? Is that what you're saying? I wouldn't even like be able to recognize Marky Mark artistry, if you want to call it that. What is a Marky Mark? Okay, so now we have to go up here, or b5. I think c4. So we wasted a tempo. Should have played queen c4 directly. But we do have good lateral mobility scooter. b5, anyone? Knight e5. Yeah, I mean, we don't like castle queenside around here. We don't castle queenside around here. Nah. Knight e5. There's something artificial about bishop c6 though. Queen h4. I don't know, man. It's a matter of style, but the most important factor in chess is really king safety. With that in mind, I think castling queenside is a mistake. It would take a strong opponent to exploit it, but we got to give our opponents credit. I think it's important to treat your opponents with max respect. Pretend everyone is like a world champion. Better to be safe than sorry. I know that life is sometimes boring. It's like playing cash poker. There's all these guys that all they do is like splash around all the time, and I mean it's because like it's inherently like sitting and playing like one cash game of poker is pretty boring because you're like folding. You should be folding a lot probably. And folding is boring, but, you know, optimally, Alright. Knight g5. Whatever. Black's pretty solid, isn't he? Gotta say. This guy is really solid. 1400 in bullet. Man, they just like play every hand. Okay, those guys are really exaggerated, but I just feel like I try to play optimally and it's kind of boring, you know? It's boring. I mean, it is. Wow, Black just blundered. Blunder.com. I bet that domain is not taken. What possible use could there be for a website called blunder.com? Hard to get a good domain these days. Nothing's left over. It's probably owned by something. Safe to assume. Well, anyway, I mean, I sound like a grandpa talking like this, but to be honest, patience is a virtue. Big time. And most people they just don't have a clue. They're just totally impatient. Chess, poker, whatever. Blunder.net. Oh no. Blundernet. You can have it. You can have it. He does have like a move here. That's it. That's the move. Not very exciting. Damn. He's a fast one. Mr. Grinch. Oh my god, he just snapped, played that? Wow. He didn't think twice about it. He insta-played that move. The 97. Yeah. I'm a kid. That's my job. No. You don't want to do this. See, that's what I'm talking about. Impatient. I think it's connected, like the unwillingness to like give up. Give me more moves. more moves. I'm not gonna resign. It's like compulsive chess play. Stalemate. Is Blunder.com it's a real website? No. Looks dubious to me. You serious? Click pieces? I don't know. Thank you for not resigning. I just want to see if anyone ever played this opening. I mean, I'm sure that it's been played. How many, I should say. Man, Erdos Victor did it. Gleck. A few, you know, there's like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's like 13 GMs who have played this for black. It's not that bad. Looks like d4 has a bad score. So g3 is safer. I know that. b3. The engine actually likes b3. I would think like c5 here. Wow. That's pretty weird. Anyways. Hey, it's Miro is gone. Where did he go? Oh no. Where did he go? Repunch, you're back? Are you a subscriber? All of Repunch's chat has been like deleted. Yeah, that's not happening. Maple Tree re-challenged. 10-0. He's just cleaning out these challenges here. Repunch will give him another chance. He aborted the game earlier. Or I had to abort the game earlier. Hey, it's Miro. Are you still with us? He's gone. He went to sleep, I think. John Daly said, hi, Uber driver. I'm not sure there's a connection there. Asterbate. We don't know anyone named John Daly. I mean, there was a kid claiming his name was John Daly, but that doesn't ring a bell. There's Rich Daly, who is a card. Rich Daly. Do you remember Rich Daly? You must. He was president of the Boylston Chess Club. He was a real crazy guy. Real character. Funny. He must still be around. He just wouldn't die on us. So he must be significantly older than Uber driver and myself. Rich Daly must be like 65. At least. He's a funny guy. Once I went to the New York Open and he let me like sleep on the floor in his room. I had nowhere to stay. Yeah, he's like 10 to 15 years older than you or me. He was a good guy. Now you're not here. I don't know, my last couple streams have been a little sketchy. Queen e7, good suggestion. Good suggestion. Let's do it. For the Uber driver. I just played Queen e2, so this is thematic. It's a Chigorin. I don't think Chigorin actually played this, though. To my knowledge, he didn't. Maybe he did. It's a thematic Chigorin style move, though. The only strong player I ever saw play this was Ed Formanek, and he got destroyed by Alex Ivanov. I just couldn't believe he would do that. This is the kind of move like you could play against a weaker opponent, but I don't think it's a good idea to play it against a stronger opponent, you know? Cute, fancy moves that are just bad, you should probably reserve for the worst players. I'm not sure f5 is better than Queen e7, by the way. I wouldn't necessarily be sure about that. f5 is pretty bad. It sounds like the Russian guy, Andre, some guy in Harvard Square. Andre the Russian. I never heard of I never heard of it being called Estonian defense. That's interesting. In Estonia, they're like tearing down all like the Soviet era monuments, but like, why did it take them so long? Seriously, man. Stoking divisions. Alright. It only took them like 30 years. Let's keep those Soviet era monuments around. Hey. I would think it would be like beyond time. More than enough time. f5 is Latvian defense. Oh. Queen f6 is the Kaliningrad. Kalinin. Oh no. Ripunj Bansal, hi Slaggy, he says, after like spending 3 minutes for the first 4 moves. What is it now? You have to go? The dog ate your homework? Have you guys noticed that Dr. Tripchance doesn't come on the stream anymore? Our veterinary friend from Iran? He's alright. They like banned like people walking their dogs in the park. It's like illegal to have dogs now in Iran. I hope that didn't affect I hope they didn't like arrest all veterinarians or something. Bishop c4. They round up all the veterinarians. We're gonna lock them up. Put them in internment camps. It's a crazy world we live in. Those evil dogs. Oh, you were talking about Bishop e6, yeah, but I can't do that here. I'm Can I? I don't like it. I don't want to trade my white square bishop. It's my better bishop. I'd rather just do h6. Secretly you want to play... Dude, secretly you have a problem. Uber driver has like a cross-dressing fetish. Secretly you want to admit that, don't you? He sent me a game where he played a transvestite maneuver. You're projecting. I can recommend a Boston area psychiatrist or psychologist if you need. Uber driver. A5. Probably a good idea. Under the circumstances. I don't know, Uber driver. It's near Chinatown, but actually I think it's more like the financial district. That looks like a really nice area. I don't think it is Chinatown. I think it's like one street over in the financial district. There's like fancy hotels and stuff there. At first I was like, oh, it's Chinatown. But I looked at the map. I'm not real familiar with the financial district. Thank God the Boylston Chess Club going back to its proper home. That's when I left Boston, around the time when they moved out of... I was sad. I bought some of the books from the library. Repunj Bansal, I think you should concentrate on the game. He said I should put some other target to achieve on the donation bar. But I'm not here to, like, you know, scam people out of their money. I, unlike most chess streamers, I only, like, you know, want to have a donation bar if it's like a really legitimate, sincere donation goal. I'm not just like, you know, finding excuses to raise money like a lot of people. Beaches, pole dancing, pretty. Wow, pretty dangerous. If you're going to be that way, I'm going to defend my e5 pawn. I was expecting like bishop a3 to come in. You should invest $2,000. Do you know how much interest I earn in my bank account? Investing. If it were only that easy, right? I can't even open a... Do you know that if you don't have a US... If you don't have like a US based mailing address, you can't even open a an online like trading account? I can't even open an online trading account here in Hungary. I can't even open, what is that called? What's that Israeli-based trading company that everybody uses? That Alex Baldwin did commercials for? What's it called? eToro? I can't even open an eToro account because I live in Hungary and I'm a US citizen and I don't have a US address. I'd have to like open it some sort of like investment account with, God forbid, like a Hungarian bank or something. That's not happening. There is no way I'm like investing my money. Yeah, right. So that Viktor Orban can make like a proclamation at some point and like claim all my money or something. Invest in Hungary. Maybe I can make like a trip to Vienna or something and open a bank account there. It's not that far. But again, I don't know. Like, in order to open a bank account in Austria, do you have to be like an Austrian resident, for example? I'll have to go to Swiss or Sag. I have to go to Switzerland. It looks like. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a tough position. White's much better. I was shocked that I couldn't open an eToro account. I'm like a U.S. citizen living abroad. I mean, there must be a million people who are U.S. citizens who live abroad. And you can't open an online investment account? That's just crazy. That's not right. They're afraid of, like, taxes, though. They're afraid I'm, like, evading taxes somewhere. What about knight takes e4? Knight takes e4, knight takes e4, d5, knight f6 check. Takes, bishop takes. Yeah, I guess we have to. No reason to panic. What about knight takes? I castle. He's got knight takes, castles. I can play knight h5 to block the h file. Well, black might be okay here. He also had d5 at some point, highlighting the weakness of the white squares. Anyway, my point is, like, it's not that simple to invest your money. You know, they like to make it difficult. The world makes it difficult. All I need is like a US address, but I don't have one. I'll use Uber driver's address. Can I live at your house, Uber driver? Uh-oh. Uber driver is my new cousin. Uber driver's gonna start getting like mailers from like eToro. Congratulations on opening your new account. He's like, what? Welcome, Sludgy. Congratulations on your new eToro account. What? What am I supposed to play here? Something like that? Yeah, this is definitely not good. Wow. I have knight d5. Maybe he blundered. I should have played knight takes h5. Does that even work? Oh my god, this scared the hell out of me. There was like this really loud banging noise. The guy's like a master. The amazing defendo. No shit. And it just keeps, like, the beat just keeps going. Man, I mean, that was a very high level game by White. I was lost. Hold on a sec. Of course I was lost. I had to be. I mean, until the end when he hung a piece, it was a high-level game. I don't mean the end. Yeah, White's totally winning. Adams Rajabov. Amazing this has been played by some legitimate players. That's crazy. I really just Solskjaer. But we're following Timofey of Solskjaer, 2005. Solskjaer has to be out of his mind. I mean, it's crazy to handicap yourself like that. Castle queenside. Who plays a4 and then castles queenside? That's the engine's #1 move. Coincidence? I think like most players would castle kingside here, including myself. This is a computer's #1 move. Again, reflecting like a player who has no fear despite the fact that I'm like 803 against him. And now g4. Positionally like weakening, but still very strong. I talked about this. I didn't think it worked. Oh no, I waited a move too long to think about it. I was thinking about it next move. Yeah, b6, g5, h takes g5, knight takes g5. I thought about doing it here, knight takes e4, but it doesn't work. It has nothing to do with Alex Baldwin, and he used to do commercials for eToro. The fact that he was involved in that shooting has nothing to do with it. Alright, b6 here. Yeah, I mean, this is extremely strong play by White. Even f4, like brute force. What a bad opening for black. So I missed something. Yeah, knight takes h5. I thought maybe you had rook takes h5 and rook g1, but it's not good enough. Yeah, you made one mistake there. One mistake. Last game. Oh, Excel Poker. Subscriber. Give the man a subscription. It's always... How come Excel Poker's like always our last game? It was the same thing last stream. Excel Poker knows exactly how to like log in at just the right time so he gets the last game. But the thing about eToro, it's like a... You know, it's probably not like the best place to invest your money, but it's one of these like social investment sites so you can like follow other investors, copy their investments. That's the joke, you know, or the cliche. You can like try to invest your money the exact same way that these other people invest their money. Cloning. Oh, there's Dr. Trip Chance. I was just thinking about you. So what's going on? We thought like the Iranian government like abducted you or something because you're a veterinarian and people aren't allowed to have like dogs and cats anymore. You hadn't been here for a long time. You should like immigrate to Hungary. We have a really good veterinary school here. D6, knight c3. It's going to be hard to be a veterinarian with no dogs and cats. I'm supposed to play weird openings. We forgot. Well, Excel Poker played the check Benoni, which is weird enough. I guess that's pretty weird. The lion's jaw. This is like the modern interpretation where they try to do like knight f8, knight g6. Classical check Benoni, like Acerbate used to play, is where you just castle and play knight e8. Bishop d3. h3. This is the standard setup for white. What do you think of the hippo defense? I don't think the hippo is really a defense. It's a formation. It's like saying the hedgehog defense, you know? I think defense like implies a specific opening. Interactive brokers will let you open an account. That's cool. I really don't understand, like, being an expatriate, why you have to have a U.S. postal address to open a online brokerage account. That seems very strange to me, you know. It surely doesn't work that way for, like, billionaires. Why do I have to have a U.S. residency, like, to open a brokerage account online? So I have a job or whatever, and then I'm working in another country. What does that have to do with it? They're just, like, making their lives easier by making these restrictive rules about opening accounts. I also saw this interesting thing I never knew of. There are these companies that, in the United States at least, you can open like a virtual mailing address. So you get like a physical mailing address that's not a P.O. box, and just like these companies monitor your mailbox or whatever. So, I mean, you'd have to trust them with your sensitive information, but it's a thing. It's a real thing. I could do that. You pay like monthly to have a mailbox, and the people at this office in a real place like basically handle your mail. So I could have a mailbox in Boston or whatever, that's some company where people just like get your mail. They scan it in if you want, they send it to you, they email it, whatever, maybe like different things cost extra, but it acts as a real like actual postal address. Whereas if you have like a post office box, there's certain things you can't do. Like you can't have like your driver's license, a new driver's license renewed and sent to your P.O. box. There are restrictions about like what you can and can't do with a P.O. box. It's interesting though. I didn't realize like these virtual mailing addresses actually existed. But it's a real thing, and whatever state it is may want you to pay state income tax. Have to ask a tax accountant. That's an interesting question. Like I don't have to pay state income tax because I don't physically live in Massachusetts or any state for that matter. It's like a VPN for mail, sort of. I don't know, like you could argue that you still, regardless, you don't really live there, so. But yeah, I mean, that would be a legal question. Do you have to pay state taxes on, let's say you open a brokerage account and, I mean, what do you pay state taxes on anyway? Yeah, everything? Is it just like federal, just smaller? It's been so long since I paid state taxes because I haven't been a legal resident of Massachusetts in like 15 years or something. I can't remember. I mean, I know state taxes are much lower than federal taxes. I don't understand how they work, basically. It's like a percentage of all your income, or how? What exactly do you have to pay for state taxes in the U.S.? Wow. Yeah, I have to ask tax person. That was the best thing about living abroad, not paying state income taxes. I still have to pay federal, which is not fun. Thinking about renouncing my citizenship, but I don't think I'd ever really do that. Too much of a hassle. Yeah, I could go to a Hungarian bank and open an investment account. I just don't trust Hungarian banks. Although maybe that's really a little bit paranoid. Unfortunately, the Russian bank, across the street folded up. I'm really sorry about that. I was planning on investing in like Russian oil, like Saudi Arabia or whatever. What are we gonna do on the queen side here? He's gearing up for b5. I think we have to play a4. I can't be allowing that. Though I guess I could play knight d2. It's not a bad move, is it? Never too late to play knight d2. Just don't want hyperactive brokers. h6. What I really want to do is play b4, if possible, right? No fees. No exchanges, no fees. So what's he trying to do? Is it knight g5 to pressure h3? Or bishop g5 trading off his bad bishop? That's the classical approach. We have the classical approach. What about going like Petrosian style and taking with the f pawn on e3? Ripon Bonsal, what are we talking about? You're not talking about bullet chess, are you? I hope. Tell me you're not talking about bullet chess. Reassure me. Shak Opa. No, I have to go, guys. Shak Opa is just too late. Everybody's too late. I've got to go. The melt water. Oh God, not the St. Louis Chess Center. Okay, Hans is toxic, or Hans, whatever. He's just toxic. Toxic person. That's a good toxic matchup, like Hikaru versus Hans. I'd have to root for Magnus in that one. Dude, how many games has this kid played? Like, I was just talking to someone about it the other day. It must be nice to be able to play like 200 rated games a year. I'm lucky. I'm gonna play like 30 games. I probably play like 30 games. You have to have super backing to be able to play 200 games like a year, dude. He's just got unlimited backing. Probably a lot of other players would be $26.95 if they had that kind of unlimited financial backing. Hungarian grandmasters like just can't do stuff like that. I'm lucky if I can play in one tournament a year. I mean, I'm not that impressed, you know. He has more support than any other chess player like in the world, probably. Speaking of rating poverty, I live in a country where like most players can't, like grandmasters can't even like afford to play in tournaments. I mean, and this guy plays 200 games a year, and his parents must be like millionaires. I'm not really impressed, you know. It's like Entitlement. Entitlement Grandmaster. Chess titlement. Titled or entitled? Yeah, I'm jealous. If you're like a freaking millionaire. But I'm not as impressed by a millionaire becoming like a 2695 as I am by, you know, let's say like someone from India or Hungary who has like, you know, very little support. I think it means a lot more, to be honest. But the guy's really toxic in general. I just would rather not talk about him. Alright. Knight takes g5. I keep like forgetting I'm playing Excel poker. Started thinking I was playing someone else. Distracting chat. Dude, he's like a really disgusting, entitled, rich kid. You know, I'm not real enthusiastic about people like that. I could easily be a GM if I could play 200 rated games a year, you know. I just can't afford to do that. Dude, seriously, if I could play 200 rated games a year, like the Hans guy, I mean, how would I not be a Grandmaster? So it's kind of frustrating when you get people like that. They have way more opportunities than 99.9% of other chess players in the world. So yeah, I'm like embittered by it. How about Rook B3? Just solid. He has Knight F4 check, maybe a piece sacrifice. Lining up here. I sort of tortured Excel poker by taking forever to make my move there. It's a really big difference. If you play 200 games a year, you could play in like 20 Grandmaster tournaments. You know, if you played 50 a year, you could play in like 5. You'd be lucky to make like I'd be lucky to make like 1 GM norm if I played 5 tournaments. But if I played 20, imagine I played like 2 GM norm tournaments like a month, like Arena Crush did in her prime. I could probably, you know, make at least a couple GM norms, even if I was really not that talented. I think within 2 years you would get the title. I would get the title within like 2 years if I just constantly played one after another tournaments. But what is the cost, dude? The guy was playing like 100 games during COVID. Alright, I gotta go. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back Friday, hopefully, with a little short stream to update you on my tournament progress. My 1 GM norm tournament per year is happening this week. Maybe I play 1 GM norm tournament per year. Happening starting tomorrow. So I'm lucky I can get maybe 25 games in before the end of the year. I was thinking if I could gain half a rating point per game, that would be like a fantastic result. I'm like 2349 FIDE. Seriously, it would be a fantastic result if I could get to 2360 by the end of the year. 25 games, half a point per game would be like basically 12 rating points. If I could gain something like 11, 12 rating points, that would be a fantastic result. So in like 10 years of doing that, I could get to maybe like 2460. Alright guys, get back to my peak rating if I'm lucky. I'll see everybody later. Friday, a little bit of a morning stream. I'm going to start my tournament tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.